Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button if you guys are fans of the content being posted onto this channel to always be in the loop with more content similar to this, and be sure to hit the video up with a like if you're enjoying the content. And with that being said, let's begin. With the new Halloween Kills movie looming over the horizon, scheduled to be released this October, and with Halloween Kills having to follow next year, the question that a lot of people are having on their minds is what is going to be the future of the Halloween franchise going forward following the events of both Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends in the future, as on this video we are going to be further discussing the idea of what they could potentially do with the Michael Myers character going forward, as many people ultimately believe that Halloween Kills could potentially be the absolute final movie within the Michael Myers saga and Halloween franchise, and I'm simply here to tell you that no, that isn't the case, because will it be the final movie within the new trilogy going forward and wrapping up Laurie's story? Absolutely, but the legacy of Michael Myers could ultimately carry on depending on what they end up doing with Halloween Kills going forward. Now, many people within the Halloween community are really torn about the idea of either having Michael survive until the very end in allowing him to be the sole survivor by the end of Halloween Kills, or by having something happen to him courtesy of course, Laurie Strode or Karen, Allison, that results in Michael Myers potentially being finally killed off in a Halloween movie, never to return again. So I believe that the intellectual property rights for the Michael Myers character is just simply too great for Michael Myers to be killed off forever and never to be brought back again. Now, do I believe that following the events of Halloween Kills, is this going to be the decisive story within the newer trilogy that follows the events of the original film? Absolutely, because one of two scenarios could end up happening here. Either Michael wins or Michael loses, and Halloween Kills is supposed to be, or at least labeled as, one of the absolute most violent Halloween films that we've received in quite some time, and with that being said, it ties directly into what's going to follow with Halloween Ends, with everything having to culminate in one film. But the question is, will there be a payoff? Now, I do believe that there will be a significant payoff, because with all of the early test screenings that people have attended and all of the early leaks and information that we've been getting for Halloween Kills going into Halloween Ends, we know that the movies are going to be violent, we know that the movies are going to be adding more depth to the Michael Myers character, but as many people have suggested, what happens if they kill off Michael Myers? What happens if Michael Myers wins, right? Because with the intellectual property rights having to carry on, because we know way down the line, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, there's going to be more Halloween films, but are they going to be directly connected to the events of what is about to transpire in these new movies with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends? Now, of course, there have been so many people out there that have been wanting to see Resurrection, and they wanted to see the story continue from there, whereas many other people that enjoyed the Halloween 2018 adaptation wanted to see something be done that's different, that ties into the original following the events of the first movie. But I do think that by the end of all of this, something has to give, and I think that, in my own opinion, based on the overall narrative that we've seen in Halloween 2018, they humanized Michael, and I don't think that by the end of all of this is Michael going to walk away as the sole survivor, the victor of the story, because I think that if anything, we might have, as I've stated previously before, an Avengers Infinity War type of ending with Halloween Kills, with Michael being the one that dominates literally everybody, which sets up for a narrative where all of our heroes continue to fight back and push forward in coming at Michael by the end of Halloween Ends. Now, for this to work, if you think about it, if Michael Myers somehow ends up officially dying by the end of Halloween Ends, then the narrative from the beginning of the original Halloween movie has to also come to an end, unless of course they want to somehow retcon or reboot or remake something way later down the line with Michael Myers having to be a different person or just changing up the story entirely. They could do that. Is it going to be appealing? Probably not. Or if they want to go into another direction where, let's say as a hypothetical, Michael ends up dying by the end of Halloween Kills and there's a doppelganger, a copycat per se, as we've seen almost be done in every single slasher film prior with Scream and Friday the 13th and many other films. They could have a scenario be played out to where someone's trying to mimic or at least copy what Michael did, and thus again is very subjective in terms of a story, because if they have Michael Myers be killed off by Allison or Laurie or Karen or someone by the end of Halloween Ends, and they want to choose to continue the Halloween franchise, then they're going to have to come up with a different story if Michael is not going to be included. But I think we can all agree that Halloween isn't the same without the Michael Myers character. So I don't see this specific trilogy continuing or having to expand its movies without Michael Myers. Could they ultimately do it? Of course they can, but I don't see the Halloween franchise being the same without the Michael Myers character, because Michael Myers represents the embodiment of what the boogeyman is, and without him, the franchise itself would seem soulless and empty. So I think that to continue, they need to keep Michael Myers alive. If they really want to definitively end this trilogy and not continue going forward with this specific story, then they have to end Michael Myers, which again seems kind of taboo, especially when compared to the original Mustafa Khan versions, where we've seen Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, 6, and etc., and they kept him immortalized in a way to where he just couldn't be killed. So the question going forward is, are they going to do the same thing with Michael's character here going into Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends? And to answer that question, I don't think so, given the fact that we've seen Michael actually have a high tolerance for pain, but Michael Myers was never placed in a situation, at least for Halloween 2018 going into Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, to where he was placed in a situation where he had absolutely no escape outside of being within a burning building, and we know that he escaped that somehow, but never having to be decapitated, never having to be shot multiple times in the head or in the chest area, you know, places where it could really do the body harm, but more or less he got shot and scraped by the neck, by the face. So until we get to see more pain be inflicted on Michael Myers, he is mortalized, at least for this new trilogy. But in Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, if they go into an approach to where they really begin to inflict massive bodily harm to Michael, and if Michael still walks away from that, then we basically have our answer going into Halloween Ends, especially dealing with an entity or a being that simply cannot be put down. So I'm really excited to see what Halloween Kills has to offer, because with Halloween Kills having to set the stage in introducing a new level of violence going into Halloween Ends, because apparently enough, Halloween Ends is supposed to be the massive culmination of everything combined into one. So Halloween Ends is supposed to be that chaos kind of movie to where we finally have an ending to the Laurie, Strode, and Michael story, but even then it sets the stages up for a chaos kind of movie. So I can't wait to see this, and I'm really concerned with what they have going forward after Halloween Ends, because this could, no pun intended, end in any kind of way. This could end in a very predictable manner to where the girls end up winning, or this could end in a way to where Michael wins, or perhaps maybe there is a twist. And that's the one exception that I think could really make or break this franchise going forward, is if they include somewhat of a twist to where everyone dies. Perhaps Michael ends up killing everyone and everyone ends up killing Michael, and there's no victor by the end of the story, or another twist to where something else, an unexpected event happens. But in the end, I want to get your thoughts going forward in terms of what's to be expected for Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, and the future of the Halloween franchise, because I don't think it's the end, but what's really going to determine whether or not they're going to continue is two things. Number one, the overall success of both of these films, and number two, the overall direction of the characters, because if they end up wiping out all the characters, then there's no reason to continue the franchise. If there is someone that ends up surviving along with possibly Michael, then there's more to be exploited there in terms of having to go into a brand new story and then investing our time into that. So right now the future is quite unknown. The future looks great. If you're a Halloween fan, then the future looks bright in terms of us getting two very solid back-to-back movies for 2020 and 2021. But in the end, I want to know your overall thoughts and feedback on this new trilogy and what you guys would like to see after Halloween Ends. So if there's anything you guys want to see following the finale of this trilogy, what would that be? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. If, of course, you guys are new to this channel, then I do encourage you guys to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single video on the channel. Give this video a big thumbs up if you guys are simply stoked, ready, and excited for more awesome Halloween news, information, updates, and, of course, for the movies themselves, because I'm telling you all right now, if there was ever a time to be hyped, then this is the time to be hyped, because these movies are going to promise a new revelation for the characters and a new developmental kind of stage for the story to improve. But the question is, what happens after? So again, thank you all so much for your time, guys. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace.